Hello, consumers, and welcome back. I'm Altari, the professional gamer, and I have assumed my final form. The forges at the Golden Company have been brimming with a lot of armor being produced out of them, and we've had a couple of smiths grace me with the product of their art, and we have a treat for everyone today. We are going to be going through every spell that currently exists in Pax Dei Alpha, and this is a full list, a comprehensive list, so make sure you check it all out. It is important to note that this is an alpha and magic hasn't been fully implemented yet, but this is at least good to give you a nice taste of what is to come. And there is definitely going to be a lot more spells that are going to be coming into the game in the future. We have, I believe, 8 spells to work off of. I have 7 on my bar right now, but I'll switch to the final one as well. And this is gonna just be a really fun video where we're going through all of the different spells, their effects, and how they work. So to give you a quick little picture here, the first one on our bar is Taunt. So this is very self-descriptive. It is literally a taunt. It should attempt to pull aggro from a mob and put them onto you. It basically builds aggression. It doesn't work all of the time, but it is a good tool for tanks to try and get some of the mobs off of their more squishier allies. Then we have Divine Heal. You've seen me use this before. I've actually shown you how to craft an item to get Divine Heal. That's the Gambeson of Aladia. You should totally check that video out if you haven't done so already. I highly recommend building this particular piece of gear, as it is really easy to craft and it helps you and your friends all out because it is a heal for both you and them. It heals for 40 HP, and then it also grants you regeneration for a couple of seconds after the cast, and it only costs holy water, which is at right now at time of recording a really easy reagent for you to cast. So you should totally craft this if you're looking to be going and adventuring in dungeons. Then next up we have Loy's Blessing. This is actually a piece of gloves that drop from a named mob in a dungeon, but we can also craft it, and this particular set was crafted for this video. And Loy's Blessing is essentially a buff that gives you 32 extra health for 30 minutes. It's essentially a really good piece of food, and it gives you the equivalent of a really good food buff, but it doesn't require one of your food buff slots to do. So this is a nice stat pad on top of all of your food options, which is going to give you a lot more health to work with when you're doing pulls in a dungeon. Then next up we have Mez. Now we have a couple of gear pieces that give Mez, so you see Mez on our bar more than once here, but Mez is essentially an ability that it's going to aggro creatures that are in a group, but it is going to stun your target. And it only costs stamina to do. So that target is not going to be able to attack. They're not going to be able to do anything. Once damage is done to them, however, they will snap out of it and they'll start attacking. And the stun does last for quite a long while. I think it's 5 or 10 seconds. Then we have Fireball. This is a really good pull spell. It requires 5 stamina, has a decent range. It doesn't do that much damage currently, but it is nice to at least pull an enemy. And then we have Consecrated Ground, which is our second healing spell. This is an AoE healing spell, so it is going to heal any allies that are within its area of effect, and it's also giving potentially some damage debuffs, so people who are getting damaged are going to take less damage than if they weren't inside of this field. And then the last spell that we have to work with here is going to be Lull. So Lull is probably one of the least exciting spells. It essentially is a mez, a less powerful mez that makes you aggro less. So you can use this if maybe you're trying to reduce the aggro on yourself, or maybe you're trying to not pull a single mob and you can lull them, and it will basically put them into kind of a suspended state where they're not going to aggro you, or it'll take a lot more to aggro you. So those are all of the spells that we currently have. And I'm just going to go and swap back over to here really quick so that we can go ahead and cast our first one. So this is Loy's Blessing, and you can notice the health bar down at the bottom. It says 100, and we're going to just go ahead and give that a solid cast here. And you can see that it puts a giant bubble around you. Anyone that's located inside that bubble is going to get the benefit of that. So now we have our health going all the way up to 32. That is great. And we don't really need this spell again for a while. And one of the cool things about Pax Dei's magic system, at least at this current time, is that after you cast that buff, you can go and switch to another piece of gear that gives you maybe a different spell or something like that. So you can see that we have that now swapped over for the Lull spell, which is on our glove slot too. And we are going to just head on over here and demonstrate some of these skills in combat. We are joined by Copperhead, one of the Golden Company members who has volunteered as a sacrificial tribute for the purpose of this video. So the first thing that we're going to cast is going to most likely be Consecrated Ground after he gets a pull here. And it is going to hopefully heal both him and myself. There we go, we got the pull. There it is. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and drop that Consecrated Ground. And you can see that now we are taking a lot less damage. And now I'm going to cast Divine Heal on Copperhead, and that is going to give him the ability to get some regeneration. And now I cast Taunt on the enemy, and that pulled them away from combat on Copperhead. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and show you Mez. So Mez on this target is going to put some daggers going straight through him, and he is not going to be able to damage me in any which way possible. And now that he's being damaged, he is back to being able to attack. We're going to go ahead and cast a fireball on the assessor here and a divine heal on Copperhead to make sure that he's all nice up and rearing to go. And there we go. So you can see that all of these spells definitely have uses together. There is still definitely a lot more combinations to be had. And oops, it looks like we got an extra aggro here. That is okay though, because we are going to Mez our target while JC takes care of that guy. And then we are going to make sure we get aggro on both of these. And we're going to place a Consecrated Ground right here to heal Copperhead up so he does not die and definitely is taking a lot less damage. Go ahead and cast a fireball on that assessor over there. And another heal just for the heck of it. There you go, Copperhead. And we'll also try and cast a taunt on this Inquisitor to get him to de-aggro there. Not that it really matters. Copperhead's pretty well decked out as well. But yeah, so that is pretty much all of the spells. We will demonstrate one more here. It's going to be the Lull spell. And basically what the Lull spell is going to do is it's going to make them less likely to aggro you. It is, of all of the spells, probably one of the least exciting, but thank you, Copperhead, for your help. That is pretty much all of the spells. I will try and get a good demonstration here of what Lull can do. Go ahead and cast Lull on that mob there. Let's see if we can get a Mez off on that. Oh, looks like we missed the target there. That is okay, because we can just hit this guy here now. Gives us a good opportunity to casually pull out our swords and start murdering. So everyone, that is a demonstration of every spell that currently exists in the Pax Dei Alpha, and I hope you all enjoyed this. It took us a lot of time to make sure that we had all of these crafted and ready to go for all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like if this is the type of content that you enjoy, and share this video with any of your friends who might be interested in Pax Dei. Until next time, I'm Altari, the Professional Gamer.